Yeah, and then it does this, and yeah. Okay, you caught me. You caught me. I was playing with my cool little toy here, the KD12X. All right, I was just kind of running around here. There's the microphone. All right, let's get ready here. Check it out. I'm getting everything all ready for you. All right, and what am I doing today? Hey, welcome to the Superpilotish channel. My name's Graham Wilson, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about roofs flying off, airplanes flying along in my basement. So, yeah. So, okay, with all this bad weather that's been coming around, there was Hurricane Fiona here in Canada, went through the East Coast. Luckily, I haven't heard anyone got killed in that, so that was good news. A lot more home renovations to be done, or to find the house out in the bay or something like that. It was a bad one. So that got me thinking. And then there's another storm, I think, coming up through. It's going to be hitting Florida pretty soon. So I mean, it's hurricane season. That's going to happen. And then I was thinking about what am I going to do for my show, like I always do. And so I was thinking, do something about just something boring that everyone else has done: stalls, spins, spiral dive recovery, whatever. But with all this bad weather going in, and I did a quick little bit of research, as I do before I check out 3 YouTube videos and then do a show like I'm an expert, right? So what I did was I was checking out to see roofs on houses that if they're blowing off in a tornado or a hurricane. And it was like I kind of heard about this, I don't know, a while ago, but I never really looked at it too much. And there's like a couple of reasons why. There's a couple of reasons why roofs will fly off the house, and I'm going to go over that today. So, hi Shecky and hi Jordan. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. Always good to have you guys showing up. All right, so here we go. We are going to be talking about the most interesting thing. Well, I mean, I got to make it kind of an airplane pilot-ish, super pilot-ish, I guess. So I was out. I had my little protractor here that I used to use for when I was a machinist, and you would have to lay stuff out. You put some bluing on there, put whatever angle you want, and then you'd maybe scribe a little line, find out at a certain angle. And so that came in handy today. And I'll put that right back away in the drawer where it belongs. And okay, so I drew a couple of roofs here. Okay, now this one roof has a 16-degree. Now, if you're an actual roofer, you're talking about the pitch of the roof, and then they would call it a certain. There's a certain rise and a certain run that the roofers call it, but I'm kind of more, I don't know, trigonometry-ish or something like that. So, yeah, so this 16 degrees is that's the from this kind of like, I don't know, the flat line here up to there, 16 degrees. This one here is 20 degrees. Now, the reason that those numbers are important, because that's the same way that an airplane wing flies, actually. So, and just to prove it to you, I got the old book here, the flight training manual that we use, Transport Canada uses here. If you learn how to fly in Canada, you're going to be looking at that book. And in the section exercise 12 stalls, why does a wing stall? Okay, I'm pulling all my numbers off of these little diagrams here. And that's or the wing. So the way I explain it to my students is that the way that a airplane flies, now we're not talking helicopters here, although the helicopter blades going around they operate the same as a wing, except that the helicopter is making the wing, or making the blade, which is basically a rotary wing is what they call it, and it's creating its own air. So that's how it goes up. So an airplane, okay, if it's sitting on the ground, it's not going to fly, right? There's no air going over the wing. Actually, I need my special training aid over here. So, yeah, so there's no air going over the wing. It's not flying. It's sitting on the ground. So what happens is once you get to a certain speed, then you're going to pitch up a little bit, and then that's when you start creating some lift. Now, it was from the book that what the whole key here is that you want nice smooth air going over your wings, and that's the same way that it works on your house. If you have smooth air going over here, this acts basically like a wing on an airplane. So it creates lift. What happens is that there's a lower pressure here on top of the wing and a higher pressure underneath. So it's actually that lower pressure that's of smooth air is actually kind of sucking the airplane up. So that's why, yeah, you want it nice and smooth over there. You increase the angle of attack is what it's called. So here's the wind. The wind is going this direction, and there's a little bit of an angle. How can I do that? A little bit of an angle there, right? So, and it's kind of sucking the plane up like that. Once you get to about, okay, up to 16 degrees, you're creating lift. Now, if your airplane, if it goes more than 16 degrees, no, we don't have any more lift, because now the air is turbulent. It's not sucking it up anymore. It's just kind of going around, and it's you'll fall out of the sky very slowly. But then usually the planes are a little heavier in the front. So if the wing stops flying, it'll just kind of go down again, and then it'll start flying again. So that's the way that works generally. Okay, so if we have, I just crashed my plane over here. All right. Okay. So will your roof come off of your house? And I was looking at the YouTube videos, and I found that any roof that was in the YouTube video that looked like it was about 16 degrees or less, okay, it's the air is coming up and over it, nice and smooth. Let's make some smooth air. Okay, the air is coming along here, nice and smooth, going over like that, and that sucks the roof up. Here, we can do that. So it makes the roof actually want to go up, and that's when you see the whole thing fly right off, and then the wind catches underneath it and whips it right. Now, if you have a 20-degree roof, and of course, I don't know, I was hanging out in my garage the other day and having a beer or two, and I was thinking, what's the angle of my roof? So I got my tape measure out, and I was like, I don't know, measuring things out. And it turns out I did the trigonometry on my roof, and whoever built my garage 100 years ago, or however long it was, it's a pretty old garage, they put a 20-degree roof on there. So I don't know if there's anything in the building codes about that, or over the years they figured that out. But what happens with your 20-degree pitch here? Oh yeah, hey, Harold Cheeseburger, thanks for coming by. I'll get to all the questions afterwards here. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. So it comes over here, and at 20 degrees, it's not smooth anymore. See if I can get that. And it starts kind of doing something like this. So it's all rough. So that way, it's not sucking this part of the roof up at all. And there's enough pitch here that it's actually kind of putting a force sideways on it. So it's just at that funny little point below 16, it'll suck it up, and over 20, it's going to start pushing it sideways, and there's going to be no lift on this side. So will your roof blow off like this? Yep, like this. No. So but it still can, though, because I did see. Here I am lying to you. Hey, come by the superpilotish channel, and this dude in his basement will lie to you. No, I was just thinking, I did see some videos where, okay, I looked at the roof, and the wind was actually blowing kind of directly at the house. And it had kind of a large overhang on it. I don't know how I draw an overhang. Maybe that's an overhang. I don't know. It had an overhang here that looked pretty big. So the air was blowing directly at the gabled end of the house. And this looked like the overhang was probably, I don't know, a good, it was over a porch. So I'd probably say a good 6 feet. So at that point, the air hits here, and the air to go around it, over it, around the side, it has to go somewhere. So that creates a high pressure system under here. And it'll probably rush out this way too. And it'll start, I don't know if that makes sense. It'll start lifting up on the sides here. And so if it's coming directly at it with a big overhang, that'll come off too. So, and I'm not really too sure. I'm not really too sure about building codes and stuff like that. I know down in the Keys in Florida, I got a cousin that lives in down in the Keys there, and his house has a totally flat roof, and it's been there for a while. So it's an older house, and a lot of the houses there have just totally flat roofs because they're used to having the hurricanes come through. And I don't. What was another one there that they have? Okay, the flat roof. Oh, and then if you look at like in Key West, I was thinking, why aren't all the houses in Key West destroyed? Well, they're really old and they have a very steep, like just kind of like regular roofs of little houses that would be up in, I don't know, upstate New York or something like that. They just made them out of wood down in Key West, but they don't have that shallow 16-degree roof. They're actually quite a steep pitch there. So if that's the case, the hurricane comes by and just pushes it. And I know down in the Keys, they also have building codes down there where you have to have special windows. Your windows in your house have to be specially bolted in a certain, I forget, there's a certain like lag bolt you got to use or a certain bracket or something. The windows have to be, I don't know, like basically kind of bulletproof, and they won't fly out of their out of the holes that they put them in the house. So what you could do, if you got your old farmhouse in Oklahoma here and you're lucky and it hasn't blown off yet, you could go and check and see, because everybody, they always nail down, they nail the roof down, but there's never, no one ever puts any little brackets or anything to keep the roof from coming up. So if you do have a house with a very, very shallow roof like that, you might want to look into some type of metal brackets or some sort of thing, or check your local building codes. And if it's a newer house, they probably made it up to code, but you never know. There are shady contractors out there that cheap out and just go, that's going to be all right. But so if you got a really shallow roof like that, shallow pitch, or I don't know, wouldn't be a steep pitch, shallow. Yeah, I guess shallow pitch roof. Yeah, check it out. Make sure it won't blow up. And all right, so there we go. And that's how your wing flies. And that's kind of what we would call in the flight instruction business. That's the learning factor of relationship. You're going from something you know, you're the pitch on your the pitch of the roof on your house, to something maybe you didn't know about how a wing flies. So there we go. That's another little learning factor to be used. Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. What else can I tell you? Yeah, that's about it for that. So will your roof? Oh, that was another thing. Okay, yeah, all right. Rewind. Okay, I'm gonna go through all the questions here, and that'll take up some time. So actually, it's pretty cool. I got all these people in the chat. This is neat. Oh, boy, if I had like 100 people here, I'd be like, freaking out. Okay, Jordan B from SK, Saskatchewan, I'm assuming. Okay, you're in an old house from the 40s. The roof has a very steep pitch. Okay, that goes back to this little guy here. Steep pitch, it's over 30. I think my house here has got 30 degrees on the front and about 45 degrees on the back. So if you got like a really, really steep pitch, it just kind of hits the side and it doesn't blow off. It'll go over the top and it'll kind of get turbulent. And unless you have any really huge overhangs, should be good. You might lose a few shingles in a tornado, but that'll happen. Oh, another thing that I was thinking too, if you did have a house like this, what you could do is all you would have to do to minimize the effects of the lift here, if you just put like some kind of a, I don't know, like a fence. So you just got like a solid piece of aluminum about 4 inches high and stick it all the way down the roof. What would happen there is it's not smooth anymore and it would start getting turbulent. And you would have less, you probably have a little bit less lift here. And just like putting actually with the aerodynamic name for that would be a spoiler. There actually are some airplanes that fly like that. Instead of having ailerons, there's the Mitsubishi MU2, it's got these little spoilers that pop up to kill the lift on the wing, and that makes it go down. So it's kind of neat. That was another little idea I had. So there we go. Steep pitches, Harold Cheeseburger. Hey, Harold, thanks for coming back. Harold, steep pitches are better, for if you don't want your roof to blow off, unless you're, like I said, down in the Keys, hurricanes, if it's totally flat, that's two. If it's totally flat, there's no lift being created at all. Just like at the mighty KD 12X, it ain't flying anywhere because it's got a flat wing, and the wind will just go over it. See, look at that proof. It doesn't fly. So there we go. All right. What else we got here? All right, Wrench is here in the house too. Cool. Hey, Wrench. Whoops. Where are we here? I might have to get an actual mouse. I bought a mouse at the secondhand store for this. And I get it home and it doesn't work. And it's just like, oh man, come on. Because I don't want to spend any money until I start making money on this. I'm just kind of cheap that way, I guess. Okay. Where are we here? Let's scroll up a little bit. Okay, damage is also done on open buildings where wind can get in and create all PSI pressure inside. Open wall buildings like a tractor shed needs hurricane straps. Yep. Actually, my cousin has a little business down there in a little building that he built, and he put hurricane straps over. Basically, it's like a little building. I'll just name it. It's Curly's Coffee down in Marathon. So, anyways, he built the little building there, and he put like straps over it. And when Hurricane Katrina came by, he was fine. He boarded it all up really well, and he strapped it down to the ground. And opened up for they didn't have any. What did they have? They didn't have any milk, but he was giving out free coffee for all the workers rebuilding their black coffee. But hey, better than nothing. And so hurricane straps, that's the real thing. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Jordan's grandfather has a flat roof in Florida. Yep, that's pretty common. And Vanessa Kitty is here. I don't think I've seen Vanessa around here. So welcome, Vanessa Kitty. What do we got here? Steep pitches needed in high snow loads. Yep, that's right. That's like if you have in the Alps in Switzerland, they got those big A-frame houses, so all the snow can come off. Yep, that's right. And you don't hear of any houses losing the roofs in Switzerland, right? Of course, there's no hurricanes there, but all right, here we go. Okay. Okay. So, and Jordan says, what if I want it to blow off? Well, let me see here. If you want to get a new roof or something, hey, insurance company, Jordan's doing a scam over here. I couldn't help you out on that one. You'd have to, I don't know. What could you do? No, couldn't help you out on that one, Jordan. You'll have to play by the rules and keep your roof. Okay, what else we got here? And hey, Vanessa Kitty found this channel off of Safety Docs show. Oh yeah, there's another one there too. From the Safety Doc, one of the guys that pops in here every once in a while, Bolo. He was talking about this game called Kim's Game, where you. He asked me, and I never got back to him. I don't know if Bolo watches this one day. He can. You'll get your answer. So, and I actually saw David Perodin, one of his videos there. The Safety Doc. Check it out if you want. It's a YouTube channel. I got interviewed by him a little while ago. And the Safety Doc was talking about one of his lectures, Kim's Game, and how they were teaching it to school kids. So no, Bolo, I didn't know about Kim's Game, but I did look it up, and I could see why. It's a little game where you play with kids. It's from, what was it, Boy Scouts do it and stuff, where you get some stuff, you cover it up, and see if you can remember what it is, and it trains your memory for noticing things. And okay, what else we got here? And we got wrench to blow off, flaps, turbulators leading. Oh, I think wrench was talking about Oh, Bolo, that wasn't you. Okay, somebody brought it up anyways. But all right. But welcome for coming back in. All right. And okay, I think that's most of all the questions are answered here. But actually for wrench there, if you were talking about flaps, turbulators, leading edge slats, that yeah, the wings on airplanes can be I don't think Jordan could put that on his house enough to get his roof to blow off and get a new one from the insurance company. But yeah, if you ever look at airliners and stuff like that, there's so much stuff going on with the wing. It's kind of like a little I don't know, transformer or something, you know. More than meets the eye. The wing just kind of everything just forwards. There's flaps and slats and all kinds of weird stuff that pops up. And I don't think with a pitch at 40 degrees you can do much. You can't put too many flaps and slats to get a new roof on it. But A for effort, and I like the way you're thinking there, Wrench. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, and yeah, plus the evidence will be there, I guess. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. So that was just yeah, so I'll just well, thanks everybody for showing up here today. I hope you learned one little thing. I always try to get somebody, if they watch this, that they can just, they walk away from it and they go, oh, I didn't know that. I kind of like videos like that, so I'd like to give that to the people too. Okay, and you guys are hilarious. All right, yeah, so we'll shut her down. And thanks for watching. Bye.